Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to yet another stream we got tonight. It's going to be an absolute banger as we have got Oryx facing off against another Oryx team in the NamLol tournament. This is the semi-final of the 2023 Namibian League of Legends tournament, and Oryx Bilzzaga are taking on Oryx Glacius in this best of 3. Now, the winner of this match will go and take on none other than Era Kronos, who have made their way through to the finals. And it's likely going to be a battle to the death as best of 5 for the finals. So whoever makes it through will either have a rematch, will likely have to rematch versus Kronos. Glacius have already played against Kronos once before and and were not able to get the W, unfortunately. So if Glacius do take the W here, it's going to be another rematch. It's going to be who's learned the most from the previous matches. As then we got none other than Bilzzaga, Shikosis's boys, and they are ready to take the party to the finals. They are ready to progress. They have put so much work in to get to this point, and I'm very glad to see that they've reached here. But it's just a little bit of an Oryx civil war out here. Oh gosh, there's some memey stuff happen on there, but there's a lot of interesting changes happening. So Omen has now changed into Oryx Omen, so now he is happily a part of the Oryx group. But it is Koki Lord is the coach, so that's going to adjust that. I'm vibing to the song, getting caught out, but oh, okay. I mean, there's a bit of banter happening between these teams. It's definitely gonna be a banger. There's a little bit of banter. These peeps all know each other quite well, all part of the same organization, so they all know what's at stake here. Who's going to be able to get to the finals of the first NamLol 2023 tournament? We've seen what Glacius can do yesterday after taking the 3-0 W against Tempo. And with that 3-0, they technically took 2 games, but the third game Tempo had to unfortunately forfeit due to load shedding issues. So that is where the unlikely win happened. So that is in a different tournament entirely. That is in the Era Interhouse Gauntlet, where Glacius have progressed and are going to be facing their next opponent, which is likely going to be, I think it is Equinox or Solstice. I can't remember. But it's going to likely be a good game. We got all best of 5s in this Era Gauntlet. Make some skellies tonight. I mean, everyone's out here to make some of them skelly coin. We've got a very wealthy skelly coin member who's just redeemed the first. We know how many skelly coins he's sitting on at the moment. But I hope he logs on to League. Because we gotta play, well, after this game at least. Because we're gonna play League with him. It's just, I haven't played much League with the boys, and I've been really missing the boys, and time is coming to an end where I'm not gonna be in Joburg anymore, and I'm not gonna have to see the boys again. So I'm planning to see them soon. I'm making sure to see the boys before I go, and it will probably be on I don't know when. I'll have to figure it out. Probably, I'm not gonna specify any days and whatnot, but I'm excited for the move because I finished one of my last assignments today where I did I had to do CSS coding and Bootstrap coding. And Bootstrap, why don't people just use Bootstrap from the beginning? Like, honestly, Bootstrap just makes everything better, I tell you. Blackjack First Blood. Man's out here every time. I should actually just place a bet. Can I do, So we're gonna do a bet. We're gonna do a prediction here. This is just gonna be a small little bet for anyone out here who's just in chat chilling. So who will take first blood? Let's see. There we go. We'll get that going. Dude, Bootstrap is amazing. Makes life so much easier. Dude, I feel like my whole life's been a lie. I did, I straight up was looking at my code on HTML, and then so what happens is we created a blog website using HTML and CSS, and it looks pretty decent. I didn't follow a template for that one. We weren't allowed to follow templates for that one. But with this one, with the second part, we had to create a landing page, which is slightly different from a home page, and we had to explain what was the difference between the two. So and luckily they said you could take a template and edit it based on what you want to do. So I did a Star Wars blog, and I found a really nice blog with a whole bunch of pictures. I used AI generated images, everything. It looks really, really good. Like, I'm pretty proud of it. And then I had to do wireframing for it. I didn't do drawing wireframes. I did straight digital wireframes. Like, I just came up with the concept and it was in my head pretty much. We had a discussion. Renier's not 9 more pentas. Next is Lamb. Okay, I mean, I can understand. Lamb deserves a penta too. She's been performing so well. Lamb deserves a penta 100%, as well as Lil Rosie. They've been doing very well. Both of them have been doing exceptionally well. But everyone's if she gets penta, no more banning Lux. Yeah, I mean, that is fair enough, because her Lux is quite scary. The Lux is terrifying, but the Iranian Soul was also quite useful. Didn't have as much like full-on like early game impact like the Lux does, but does have the much better scaling with the Rod of Ages, with the Seraph's Embrace. Was able to scale quite nicely and became a real big late game threat. So is going to be likely very, very strong, even looking past that champion entirely. Little Rosie will penta tonight. I trust Lance, so Costa is R. Yes, sir. I just need to make sure everyone's on the right side. Okay, no wait. So Bilzzaga and Glacius. All right. All right, but we're running some big room house music tonight. It's very hype music, so, and it's some old school stuff that I listened to when I was in high school. As ladies and gentlemen, we are heading into Champ Select here. So Oryx Bilzzaga will be on blue side, and red side will be for Glacius out here, as Misfortune is going to immediately be banned. Not even a single doubt, not a single question of what that is going to be banned. And then Kaiser is taken away from one rocker. We all know what he can do on that Kaiser. It is one of his most played champions, and it's something you should definitely be fearing. As in the Lux also going to be taken away from one little Lamb, as we've seen what she can do on the Lamb. Well, what Lamb can do on the Lux, sorry. That is a bit of a tongue twister. As then the Amumu going to be taken away in the jungle, so no mummy man in the jungle. It's definitely going to be a bit of a spicy one coming forward. What are we going to see this final ban for this first set? What is it going to be? Are they going to target on more of this bot lane? But no, they're going to take away Rennie's Lee Sin. Definitely a very respectable ban after he got the pentakill. 1v5 pentakill with the Lee Sin last night against Tempo. So it is definitely worth the ban. As we got 2 points, I know that we're not doing the usual predictions today, unfortunately. We are going to do we'll do like first blood ones. We'll do first tower. We'll do all those sorts of things. We're going to have a bit more fun with it tonight. So it's not just going to be like one boring prediction at the beginning. We're going to do random ones throughout the game. As Samira is going to be stolen away from Lil Rosie. They did not anticipate that, as that Samira is going to be going over to one rocker. But they still lock in the Norless. Clearly still means that they have an option in mind. Could possibly play in the Nyla. Would not be surprised if we saw a Nyla going with that Norless. Would be quite kind of dope if that's what we saw. I do apologize if the thing at the background is kind of just jumping everywhere. Because it's not looping very well, unfortunately. As that is going to be Belveth in for Mr. Rennie. So Rennie has also showcased his Belveth before, has hyper carried with it quite nicely. So I think getting him on a hyper carry is exactly what you want if you're Glacius. He is very much the one who ties the team together and allows these kinds of plays to be made. As now Rakan is going to get hovered. And that is going to be Rakan going into the bot lane for Entropy. Flappy Mommy is back. I'll never get over the fact that we call Belveth Flappy Mommy. Like, I don't know how I feel about her being called Flappy Mommy. But then that is going to be the Zac, which is going to be picked up. So there's plenty of engage for the Samira already. Rakan and Zac give her plenty of knockups, can allow her to stack up her ulti quite easily. As we get pets for Bella. Hey, baby. Hello, my baby. Hello, my Bella, baby. Hello. As we are going to be seeing that it's going to be the Jinx synergizing with that Nolus down in the bot side. But here's the baby. Hey, my Bella. I'm gonna let you go back to where you want to sit. As now we're going to see the next set of bans. So it's going to be Gwen targeted towards Shacosis, and then the Syndra is going to be banned in the mid lane for Little Lamb. So they really don't want to get her off the scaling already. The Aurelion Soul is still available if they want to pick it, but I don't know if Aurelion Soul will be a really good pick here, especially to the likes of the Rakan and the Zac. It's too much CC to get in the way then, or in the and the Samira can very easily just keep ulting even if being pulled in. So a bit of an interesting call there. I just need to make sure my microphones all work. As Aurelion Soul is going to be hovered, it is very much going to be Aurelion Soul for Little Lamb in the mid lane. Going to be taking that chance with that scaling as, whoosh, you look at Glacius, and they've got some hectic scaling. They've got Aurelion Soul, Jinx, and Bel'Veth going to hard scale into that late game. So if they are not, if Shacosis and the boys from Bilzzaga are not able to pull off this hard engaged team comp for the Samira, they are going to unfortunately fall short to late game scaling. With the Urgot now picked up, so that's going to be Urgot for Shacosis. It is highest mastery top laner. As in, there's going to be Entropy is going to be hovering up that Annie there, so that is going to be Annie for Trident, most likely, and then that's going to be the Samira Rakan bot lane, very good bot lane, especially if you want to go for that early game lockdown. As Alawi is going to be picked up against the Urgot as two aggressive fighter top lanes. As now Little Lamb on the Aurelion Soul, it's going to be the hard scaling that you want and the hard scaling that you're going to get there. For the side of Glacius, they get the Bel'Veth as well with the Jinx. And the Alawi side lane split push alongside the Aurelion Soul side lane is going to be an absolute menace to deal with. So one thing for sure, this is going to be a very gruesome game in the early game. But late game, it's just going to be an absolute massacre for Glacius. As we are going to look through some more sick tunes. Because I'm not really vibing to this song yet. But let's go to the next one. So what is this song? Good luck and have fun, everybody, to both teams. May the best team win, and may the best team also have the best banter. Because what's a game of League of Legends without a little bit of banter? A little bit of big room house music. Two, three, go. Top gaming tracks. Okay, we're gonna look and see what are these quote unquote top gaming tracks. One, two, one, two, one, two, one, two, one, two, three, go. All right. We are heading into game, ladies and gentlemen. Just waiting for the loading screen to work out, as I need to make the last set of adjustments. Okay. There you go. There we go. We are going to be okay, no. Oh gosh, it is gone haywire. It just took me straight into game. I do apologize, chat. I was supposed to hold on to that, but I guess it just decided, oh, we're gonna take you right into game, folks. Okay, so that's going to be time controls, and then that is going to be... Everyone's actually relatively in order, except for the Alawi and the Norless. But yeah, we are in game. Small world, good to see familiar face, Dr. Omen and Entropy. As we are now, finally, we are going to be into game here, where it is Oryx Glacius taking on Oryx Bilzzaga in this battle for the first spot in the finals, as I've realized the logos are going to look a bit out of place here. But I don't know what I'm going to necessarily do about that. I can't really change it now, unfortunately. So you'll be able to see Bilzzaga and Glacius, but now we are going to see... No, we're going to see just an invade from both sides. So we're going to see red side are going for that cheeky invade with the Norless. And they are going to look to try catch someone there. No wards have been caught out, but it does look like they are anticipating an invade. Urgot is going to be in the front line there. Looks like Omen is going to walk forward. It is going to be a massacre as the Rakan gets a knockup. Omen gets stunned, and that is first blood over to the Rakan. Rennie is running for their lives. Samira is doing so much damage. She's got the Conqueror stack, got the extra bit of movement speed. Shaco and them are in hot pursuit. One little lamb is then quite low there. Oryx will flash forward, will pick up another. And Samira will pick up the double kill. And that is 3 kills, 2 over to Oryx Glacius. Not Glacius. To Oryx Bilzzaga, sorry. With 2 kills being handed over to the Samira this early game. And whew, Samira with kills in the early game is kind of scary. And then we see Rakan also picks up 1 there. So no summoners were actually burned by anyone other than one little lamb, who unfortunately had to sacrifice her flash and her TP. But it is not too bad, as she just did get back in lane to get to the minions. Is Rennie gonna start a little bit low in the jungle there. Blackjack already gonna be facing the wrath of the Urgot, who is just gonna go for the auto attacks and already smack up the Alawi a little bit, just while he's got that a little bit of an advantage with the shield. But now see, Omen is going to be walking up to Rocker. But this is a bit of a difficult situation for the Jinx, is the Samira is already starting out with a double longsword, which is generally not what you want as a Jinx. You want to be able to survive in the early game. You don't want to really have any issues. But in this case, all that they're going to have is issues. As we have seen what Rocker can do when he's got that carry potential, when he has got the gold in his back pocket. And one thing's for sure is you really don't want to mess with him, as Norless is going to land that dredge line. But when Rocker is going to sit very comfortably behind those traps, it's still only level 1. As Norless and Jinx do just slow shove the wave. While Shacosis is going to do what he does best and annoy the living daylights out of Blackjack. Well, one little lamb. Gonna just try and farm in the mid lane. And I'm pretty sure Trident is not gonna let that happen too freely. It's just gonna go for the stun. It's gonna get that, try and get the electrocute proc off, and we'll be able to do so. Shacosis just waits in the bush and is going to try and get that dash forward onto Blackjack. We'll be able to get that extra leg damage off. Really good trades going out from Shacosis. He definitely knows his limits on his champion. As Zach is going to be spotted there by Aurelion Sol. They do see him walking over the wall. They know he's on his Raptors right now. As Belveth is in that top side. Is very, very far ahead in terms of the clear. As Zach did have to solo clear. Did go for a reset. And does get it. But now Rennie is top side. Is level 4. And looks like that Sol is going to be grabbed there. But now Shacosis is going to do so much damage over to Blackjack. But now we see Velvet is going to be flashing in. And it's going to get the sidestep from Shacosis. But it's likely not going to be enough. As Velvet will just get that last auto. As we see Omen is going to flash for trying to get the knock-up entry. Is going to tank it for Rocker. As the Ignite will drop out onto the Rakan. But Omen and Lil Rosie, they do want to pick a fight here. But it is not recommended. The Samira is a heck of a lot stronger with that extra longsword. As Entropy is going to flash the Zap. As there's just flash for flash for these two supports. As Blackjack also flashed to the top side after Shacosis. Desperately try to see if he can get that last hit. But Rennie will be able to pick it up. As now Rennie is going to be going to get an invade on that blue buff. And now Urgot is going to be there to assist as well as Trident. So Rennie does respect the rotations. As now we see Trident is going to be walking into Rennie there. But not going to go for a fight as they know that the Zac is in the area. As it's going to be just a very, very calm walk away here. As now we see Norlis did walk up, but is going to be spotted walking back down to lane there. As now Belveth is going to be walking to the bot side. Is going to look to pick up that bot side scuttle. And KB86 is having a bit of a hard time getting to where he needs to be. He wasn't able to get that bot scuttle. And he is only just clearing that blue side. So Belveth picks up the double scuttle. Must be very nice for her. Getting the extra stacks. Was really the only way you can actually punish a Belveth, especially in these early games, or if you're one of those people who's on her team and want to troll her because she inted you or something, just take her CS. Take her farm, take her jungle. Because she relies solely on her jungle clear, as well as any of her minion clear, to get strong, to get that attack speed scaling. And objective gives her her ultimate, so that means she is going to also be looking to prioritize objectives. So if you are able to get ahead and out-farm her, it is very easy for you to destroy her in the early game. But you have to make sure you do it in the early game. With late game, she becomes an absolute menace, no matter who you are. Not even a Master Yi will become even close to destroying the Belveth. As now we see the Shacosis and Alawi are pretty much dead even in terms of gold here. As Alawi did pick up the assist there, but now Shacosis is going to try and push the wave. Really wants to go and fight with Blackjack, but knows that there's a tentacle. Does not want to deal with the tentacle, so we'll just use the W to clear out that tentacle very easily. As now we see Blackjack is going to take over that level 6 and dodge the spirit. But we now know that there is going to be a dragon that is going to be sought out by Rennie and one little lamb, who are going to be getting it relatively quickly, but Zach is not aware, as they know that the Radiant Soul is gone. So that is just going to be the dragon for Rennie. Very early dragon for them, as they're going to get that reset. Now Shacosis is only level 5, Ilawi does have the level 6, but we now know Shacosis is going to be able to do a lot of damage over to Blackjack. And is he going to get his soul back? I don't know if he's going to get his soul back. He does. He's not going to have to play the mini game. But bot lane is still very much in Samira's favor. Does have that serrated jerk plus the pickaxe. So is going to be very strong still and is going to be rushing into that collector. Just so she can get those executes and get those one-shots. And now Urgot is struggling to figure out which minions he wants to go to. And now Blackjack is going to try and just clear out some vision. But KB86 will spot the tentacle lady. The muscle mummy, the tentacle mummy. As, I don't know, there's many things you can call Alawi. But being a wuss is not one of them. It takes an absolute Chad to play Alawi. You can't play Alawi like a wuss. You have to play him like an absolute Chad. As now Rocker is going to be roaming mid, but is going to get spotted on a control ward. So we see one Rocker just roaming about. Don't know where he's necessarily planning to go. Just waiting to go clear out vision. But now Entropy is in the top side. They are going to be waiting for that Rift Herald to spawn. As now Entropy could look to go mid. But they really are going to wait for that Rift Herald. They're going to wait for the Alawi to return. And that's what they're going to play for. The Belveth is nowhere near, as Shakos is just going to push up the wave. Shakos knows he is very comfortable and knows he can just walk up as far as he wants because he's got 3 members of his team sitting there. As now that Rift Herald is going to spawn, 4 members have rotated onto it. As the support does roam up to help set up for it, they have got heavy priority on these objectives to deny the Belveth. Really, really good move coming out from Bilzzaga. Putting the Belveth in a really bad situation, not giving her ulti, not giving her time to snowball. I just dropped in to see what condition my condition was in. I don't know what you mean your condition. No, let's see what my condition was in. I don't even know what you mean by saying that, man. But now Rainy and One Little Lamb are going to go bot side. They are going to try and get a dive onto the Samira. Hey! Thank you for the resub. Thank you for the tier 1, 7-month subscribers. Is going to be the engage coming out to 1 rocket. There's 3 members. Rakan does get the knockup. Radiant Soul is going to do enough. And Knowledge is going to get the shut down the Samira. And then Radiant Soul will pick up the Rakan. As now, Bilzzaga are going to get caught out. And Oryx, Glacius are going to strike back. Thank you for the 7 months, Chunky. Always glad to have you. One of my great VIPs in the chat. But now Rainy is going to be bot side with little Rosie and Omen. They are going to get a lot of that tower. That is 4 plates gone already. And now Urgot did get a little bit of a push. They did get the Rift Herald, and they did give it to the Urgot, who can use it just to push out their lane. But now Alawi is not going to leave. Yeah, so big shout out to over to Chunky Duncan. It's the biggest supporter. One of the biggest supporters in my channel. Bro, this game tells me to hell. I'm going to hit Charlie in Arena, though. Oh no, dude, easily. I want to join you on that. Like, me and a bunch of people are all going to play so much of that game mode. Like, I can't wait. I want to see if we can get, like, you know what you said the other day. Like, imagine we can get customs. And then you can have, like, custom tournaments. Like, if you get, like, 8 players together, you can have custom 2v2 tournaments. Like, I'm 100 going to hit Charlie. Yeah, it's like taking a bit of aspects of TFT and League of Legends and putting it into one. As well as like the Wingman game mode from Counter-Strike. So I think it's gonna be I really am excited. Like, I'm gonna be in Cape Town, or I'm gonna be on my laptop while playing it, so that's gonna be the slightly unfortunate part. Also, there are fewer teammates. Yeah. Now you're relying on how other people perform, like, because you want other people to lose, so you play against other people. Like, I uninstalled briefly. I mean, I don't blame you for uninstalling. It was in a very bad state at one point, so that is very much justified. But now we see Shakos is going to just try and guide that Rift Herald over to the tower. Going to pick up that juicy gold. My bot will go 0-25 in lane. Yep. How do you think my rank climb feels? Like, I was sitting in bronze 2 at one point, almost bronze 3. Because I lost like 10 games in a row, and because I couldn't win. People were inting me. As now I'm going to see the engage coming in now onto KB86 by Omen. Rennie is going to be there as over Khan. We'll get the knock over Renzo. He's going to be flying in. We're going to see the ulti coming out. One Rocket is walking in. One Little Man takes down Trident. We see Rocket is trying to stack up the ultimate. Does have the first stack. Jinx picks up that first kill. And does not look like they're going to go for the chase. As they are going to sacrifice that dragon. And that means that is going to be the second dragon going over to Oryx Glacius. And Belveth getting more of her stack. She's 97 CS to Zack's 50. She's got a full Kraken Slayer and only 7 more stacks left on that jungle item. We really need to make sure to punish this Rainier before he gets too strong. Because he's at this point where he's almost unbeatable. As now One Rocket does use the W just to block the anchor. And now Rainier is going to go for the fight here. Zack is bot lane. It does look like they're going to go for the dive, as Rakan does get the knock-up. Zack is going to be hopping in. Going to desperately try and get some knock-ups for the Samira. Samira is not going to be able to get her stacks up. Still quite low. As Rainy is going to go for the fight there. Jinx has dropped to Mega Death Rocket. And we see is going to be going in, but not going to be enough, as Rainy is just too strong already on this Belveth with that full Kraken Slayer. Radiant Soul is 2 for 1 for 2 with the Rod of Ages. And Jinx now 2, 1, and 4. And it is looking very good for Glacius. Despite their early game deficiencies, they're still looking very, very strong. Bro, I was a gold privilege like 3 times. After getting hyper griefed in the 3rd time, I just uninstalled that shit. And then Brett would be like, you need to push your lead from lane, and you see challenger climbs, and it's like watching a Doom montage instead of a chess game. Dude, but Doom montages are kind of the funniest bits to watch. Like, I don't think I'd have the patience to play chess, so if I'm playing League, I'm playing it like I'm playing Doom, like I'm just running ham and charging in and doing all my work and whatnot. Like, it's just how I play the game. Like, I can't be that decisive. So I'm pretty sure that the way to carry is not to giga brain and push your leads. Like, I think the way to win is kind of just, you know, like, if you know the limits of your champion, you know how you can push your lead. It's the 1v9 point with interaction. That's exactly what you do, dude. People climb like that. I mean, that's exactly how, like, that's exactly how Tarzan and all of that, like, go for it. They don't play like a chess game. They just go for the 1v9. They, like, they don't care about anyone else. They only play for themselves. Like, so if you're playing, like, jungle or you're playing mid lane, you can just play for yourself. Where ADC support, you kind of have to play for your teammates. Like, the only place you can play for your teammates is bot lane. Every other time you can just play for the top for yourself. As Entry's going to get caught out by Omen with the dredge line. As now he's going to drop the depth charge onto Trident. The Radiant Soul does drop the Skies Ascent. It's going to get massive 3-man knockup. But that is not going to be any engage coming out there. As that is a big, two crucial engage ultis that have been dropped. As Alawi does take that top lane tower. But we do see a lot of pings coming out to go and do that Rift Herald. Now with the Alawi, did get that tower. It's got the Black Cleaver, so she is going to look quite strong. She could look for a fight here. I'm on like actual holiday from the 8th, so after that we jam. Hell yeah. Like I'm gonna be in. So I fly. Okay, guys, we're gonna see the engage coming in now onto Trident, but Omen's gonna tank a lot of tower here. As now Entropy and J-Coast are looking for the engage. They're not able to get a little Rosie who's gonna burn the flash, but now it's gonna be Entropy flashing over the wall to get to Omen. Omen is gonna walk away there. Urgot, Tessher trying to get to the back. Will flash and get the little Rosie. And then Rosie gets hit with the Urgot ulti and does get the fear, does get the kill. As now Rennie is in a bit of danger here. She is fighting 1 versus 5. But Urgot is not going to be able to pick that one up, but Samira gets that shut down. That is exactly what you want. Samira picks up the double. That is very well done from Rocker and Shacosis as they tilt the tides and put it back in their favor. Yeah, so I'm gonna be in Cape Town from the 8th. Like I'm gonna be. That's the day I fly. Well, Cape Town to Plet. Sorry, that's the day I fly to Plet. So that's where I'm gonna be for a lot of my holiday. Like my holiday actually technically begins on the 3rd of July. As very good signs from Rocker, but Aurelian Soul just doing too much damage. And it does look like the Aurelian Soul just gonna pick up that kill for free. As Samira did figure as much as she may as well just go in. There was no way she was getting out to try to do some damage. As she's gonna be looking to build into that Duskblade. Well, Jinx does have the Storm Rays already. That is the Norless with the Locket of the Iron Solari. We've got the Blade of the Rune King still being put together by the Belveth. Zac still yet to pick up any items. Is still struggling in the jungle right now. Because the Belveth is just taking his entire jungle left, right, and center. As Omen is going to walk up and looks like he's going to try and catch out the Zac. Will be able to, but is all alone. Rakan is going to go for the knockup. They're going to get the double knockup onto Omen there. Omen's going to drop the depth charge. But it's not going to stop them as Blackjack is going to be walking up. Rakan is the ulti is going to come out from KB86. Going to get the double knock of Alawi. Drops the tentacles. Urgot drops the ulti onto Omen. And does pick it up. Gets the fear. Is going to stop the Aurelian Soul in his tracks. Doing so much damage for Little Lamb to flash there. Jinx is in the back line. And Shacosis gets taken down by the Belveth. As now the tides have turned. And Little Lamb on the Aurelian Soul. 4, 1, and 4. And she is absolutely demolishing in this bot lane. And so, unfortunately, Blackjack did not even get first blood. So that does also mean that the first blood prediction is, unfortunately, to everyone else. So that is going to be anyone else gets the first blood. So that is going to be anyone else just got a bunch of free points. As now Lil Rosie going to be sitting mid lane against Rocker, who does not have the Duskblade yet. The Leandri's, the Luden's Tempest has been picked up by Annie, as well as the Pen Boots. And the Zac does have the Sunfire Aegis just chilling there now, very comfortably. Well, Omen is going to could look for an engage here. But not suggested to engage onto Rocker, especially if Rocker is able to get one good reset and drop that ulti and just absolutely shred through that backline. she can get some mad resets. Samira is crazy strong if she's able to get her resets. As now Rainy is going to be on that 2-item spike. Does have the Blade of the Rune King and that Kraken Slayer. So it is an absolute nightmare already to deal with. They're going to need to make sure that they lock her down, as well as lock down the Aurelian Soul, who is going to be quite dangerous. But now we see Trident is going to get encountered by a Blackjack and sidestep the Soul there. The stun is going to be dropped there. And Tibbers is going to then be dropped by Trident. As Blackjack is just going to walk away. Urgot is going to be there just to clear out the minions. Little Rosie's going to just have to bide her time here. KB86 is going to be looking for an engage onto Little Rosie. Is going to get there and is going to lock onto Little Rosie. The knockup not going to be denied there as Samira is going to be CC'd into oblivion. It's going to try and block the ultimate. Little Rosie sitting in the back line very comfortably there. Does get the Zac, and that is a double kill for the Jinx. As now she's going to be in hot pursuit. The Oryx Omen does try and land the Nautilus hook, but does not get it. As Lil Lamb is very comfortably just sitting in a side lane farming, and Rosie popping off on the Jinx. As we're going to see, the hook is going to connect onto Entropy. The traps are there, and that is going to likely be Lil Rosie picking up another. As she walks away 5, 2, and 7 as they pick up that tower. And looks like there is no stopping Glacius this time. Shakos is desperately going to do his best to try and slow them down, but he is still only on 1 item. That is 2 items for the Samira, which is still a point of contention here, as Trident is going to be trying to hold a solo lane against a very strong and hyperscale Aurelian Soul. And then Shakos is going to be just sitting on the bot side, as Rakan also picked up the Radiant Virtue, so he's going to go for more of a tanky build and give his team a little bit of extra health. As they go for the engage there, as Velvet picks up more stack of Roonies. He's going to go for the reset. Alawi does pick up the Frostfire Gauntlet, so that is her 2-item spike as well. So she lands that W, gets the free spike. The Trident's going to caught out by Trident. Oh my goodness, is Velvet doing so much damage. And they're going to try and lock her down. She's going to be having to dash away. Rennie is in a bit of danger right now. Samira is going to try and pick up the kill. Here's Rennie, so he's going to drop the ult, going to land the stun. Is going to be able to pull away the Samira as Rennie does get out alive. Oh god, does drop the ulti. They do pick up the Aurelian Soul. As 800 gold handed over to Shacosis. As the Super Mega Death Rocket not going to connect. And this does allow setup for Baron. As they know the Velvet is going to be going bot side. Rakan is going to get caught up by that dredge line. But we are going to see Baron started up for Bilzzaga here. Very ballsy call. The Zac is very low and is likely going to have to be very careful about taking this damage here. But they do shred it. They do a lot of damage. Velvet is on their way. And is going to drop that depth charge. Entropy is going to jump over the wall. As he Rocket does block the Jinx auto attack damage. Does try and get the ulti. Little Rosie picks up the kill there. Shacosa gets knocked up. Rainy is going to get the ulti reset. And picks up 2. But then will die over to Shacosis. As it's double kill for Little Rosie, as she is going to be absolutely dominating on this Jinx with those 2 items, and it looks like they are going to just continue off where Bilzzaga started. Okay, Aurelian Soul then try and fly over into the pit, but we're not going to be super necessary. The Jinx is just going to lock down that Baron very comfortably. No problemo there. Well, Oryx, I can't even just say Oryx, I'll just say their team names. So, Glacius are in a very comfortable lead right now. They do have 3 dragons. They are on soul point with 20 seconds to the soul. Zac has been having a really rough time, has almost been Flame Horizon here. 91 CS. Velvet is only 10 off of a Flame Horizon, with 182 CS to 91 so far. And Velvet is going to be opting for possibly the Iceborne, or even as much as the Jack Show. So now we see this is going to be the Dragon startup. Little Lamb does have the Sky's Descent. That is a really big ulti. This is exactly how Glacius wants to play it. They are going to just back off from the Dragon. Rennie does want to pick up some more stacks. Is now what are we going to be seeing coming out here? Because it's going to be sitting dealing with the Alawi here. Rocket's going to be there with them. Are going to drop the ulti there. They really want to at least pick up 1, but they do lose soul for that as Samira drops the ulti there and do pick up the kill. but at the cost of soul. And that is Mountain Soul going over to Glacius as they are looking very confident. Zach does try and steal that buff. Bit of a ballsy move. As now Rennie just gonna smack. Stack up that Conqueror. Gonna pick up those kills. And that is going to be Rennie stacking it up once again. 8, 2, and 10 on the Velvet. 204 CS. And has officially Flame Horizon the Zach. Sorry, I'm rich. Right, I need energy and milk bell from the wife, from the girlfriend. As now Rennie and Lil Lamb are gonna push mid. The Rennie Soul did not have to use Disguise Descent, so she still will have that for the next team fight. Now that Aurelian Soul is kind of large. A little hard to dodge. But Trident is, they are going to go to stun onto the Aurelian Soul. They are going to land the Tibbers plus the ulti. Lamb's going to flash forward. A lot of damage coming out, and Urgot is going to take down Little Lamb once again. Shacosis is going to be the point of carry for now, at least until Samira is able to pick up some kills. And Zax goes for the engage onto Omen here. The depth charge is going to be dropped because it is in hot pursuit. It does not look like Omen is going to be going anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. That is a very dead Norlis. But Velvet and Alawi are just pushing the side lanes. As this is very much Glacius' game to lose, as they have a 12,000 gold lead at the moment. And look, show no sign of stopping. Now, Lai does have the whole breaker, so he's looking to just sit in that side lane and bother everybody. They're just going to go for a fight there onto Shacosis. We are going to see Blackjack going for the fight there. Looks like 4 members are there closing in onto Blackjack. And they are going to go for Alawi. Get the tentacle. That's so much damage coming out from Alawi as Blackjack takes down Shacosis. Samira will take down the Alawi once more as Rennie's going to have to flash over the wall. As now we see the power of this Samira. And it is really putting in the hard yards. Still 12,000 gold behind. But is going to be the one way in. Oh god, sorry. I'm getting distracted here. And now we see Norlis is going to land that dredge line onto Trident. But nothing's going to happen there. Radiant Soul is going to be flying in. As much as Bilzzaga do look like they are picking up some steam here with the Samira, the Aurelian Soul has reached that late game point where he is just an absolute monster. He's almost got fully stacked Tira the Goddess, and got a fully stacked Rod of Ages, and is now building that Rylai's. Likely has the Rylai in base at the moment, so we're going to see Aurelian Soul go for that reset. We see the Jack Show picked up by the Belbeth. That is also then going to be... Ooh, there's not a lot of items picked up by Bilzzaga, but that is going to be... We're going to wait and see, is the Aurelian Soul going to pick it up? How much gold are they sitting on right now? 4 gold, as they do pick up that little Am Tome. Do not have the Rylai's just yet. But this is still very much looking like it's Bilzzaga's game to win. I mean, Bilzzaga's game to lose. If they're not able to try and push this little advantage they have on the Samira, they're not going to be able to find this comeback. Already with the Soul disadvantage is going to be a little harder to try and make the plays here. But now Rennie and Omen are going to try and catch out Rocker. They know Rocker is the point of contention. Entropy's going to get caught out by the Velvet. The Rose's going to drop the trap there. Zach's going to hop in onto Velvet. The Radiant Soul flying over. The skies will descend and will burst down Bilzzaga as KP is going to be locked down. A Radiant Soul is going to be hopping in, but the Samira is able to get the ulti off just in time. Little Rose gets taken out by the Samira. And then Urgot picks up 1, but then Alawi picking up 2 as Entropy's going to have to walk away. Trident does not have enough damage as the Radiant Soul will try and lock down Trident. Trident's running for their lives, but will be able to fly over as the Space Dragon is going to pick up the ace. And this is going to be Glacius pushing into Bilzzaga's base. Now we see that Demolish Bonk coming in there. Now Rennie and Aurelian Soul are just going to push mid. They are just going to take as much of this as they can. They have minions pushing mid. They have minions pushing bot. They are looking like they could try and close it out. in this very instance, but are going to just back off and play for the Elder, rather. Not going to take any risks. Because I have no doubt that they have gotten plenty more full items sitting in their base. 1.6k for the Belvet, 1.7k for the Alawi. As this is going to just be the Rennie and Blackjack duo absolutely demolishing the top side of the map. Urgot did have a pretty good matchup so far with the items that he does have. Has gotten a handful of picks there. But it's never been enough. They've never been able to fully secure the Samira. Does not do enough damage in these team fights to really lock anyone down. Zach is just there to try and drop some CC, but the Belvet is too strong, and looks like they're just going to do Baron. Aurelion Soul got an infinite Q, and the Belvet is going to be just jumping around like it's hot, and is going to pick up the Baron Nashor. Now, the Elder is going to be started, but there is going to be the TP coming out from Aurelion Soul. Is going to be in that top side. They are going to pick up the Elder. The Super Mega Death Rock is going to spot Bilzzaga on the Dragon, but is it going to be enough? The base is being closed in on. They are going to have to go for that reset. They do get the Elder, but at what cost? The Belvet can push it with the Void Remora. She's stacked it with so many minions. Is that even going to be enough? It does not even look like it's going to see it. One last hurrah. Coming in, Samira is trying to hop and get a T-Fight, gets absolutely bursted before able to do any damage. Rakan tries to get the knock up, then Velvet does get that reset, does do that extra amount of true damage. Brilliant Soul just stacking in the backline with the Astral Breath as Velvet picks up another. Entropy's going to fall there as Velvet picks up 3 and is going to pick up another, as that is going to be Oryx Glacius picking up game 1. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Glacius look unstoppable right now. When I mean Glacius, I mean Rennie right now. Rennie looks like he's in such good form. He looks like he's been performing to the best of his game so far. And I'm very, very happy to see that Glacius are performing this well. I did not get to see much of their performances in the past, but they have been looking very, very good so far here. As now we got some more music. Ooh. And in my dreams. Who's in all? And on my sheets. In my mind. I was running out of time. When I was in my mind. Looking for a sign. Sorry, I'm doing something. Summer when it corners day, I take my shelter in a hurricane. You're the shelter in a hurricane. Side, just can't hide. I was running out of time, and I was my mind looking for a sign. Down young in the cold and rain, you're the fire when it's cold and gray, like summer on a winter's day. The hurricane. On a winter's day. Like summer on a winter's day. You're the filter in my hurricane. Shelter in a hurricane. Okay, the next song is a little bit different from what we're used to here. There was a little song by Billy Joel. It's called We Didn't Start the Fire. But Fall Out Boy did their own rendition of it for 2023. And it's gonna be a banger. You didn't start the fire. Neighbors being LA riots, Rodney King, deep fakes, earthquakes, Iceland volcano, Oklahoma City bomb, Kurt Cobain, Pokemon, Tiger Woods, MySpace, Monsanto, Nemos. Harry Potter, Twilight, Michael Jackson dies, nuclear accident, Fukushima, Japan, Criminal Peninsula, Cambridge Analytica, Kim Jong-un, Rob Downey Jr., Iron Man. We didn't start the fire. It was always burning till the sun decided. We didn't start the fire. No, we didn't light it. We're gonna fight it. More war in Afghanistan. Cubs go all the way again. Obama, Spielberg, explosion, Lebanon. Unabomber, Bobby John, bombing Boston Marathon. Balloon Boy, war on terror, QAnon and on. Trump getting impeached twice, polar bears got no ice, fire fest, black parade, Michael Phelps at Y2K, Boris Johnson, Brexit, Kanye West and Taylor Swift, Stranger Things, Tiger King, Ever Given, Suez. We didn't start a fire, it was always burning since the world's been turning. We didn't start a fire, no, we didn't light it, but we're trying to fight it. Sandy Hook, Columbine, Sandra Bland and Tammy Rice, ISIS, LeBron James, Shinzo Abe blown away, Meghan Markle, George Floyd, Burj Khalifa, Meteoroid, Bird, Paradox, Vina and Serena. Oh, yeah. Jordan 23, YouTube killed MTV, SpongeBob's Golden State Killer got caught. Jordan 45, Woodstock 99, Keaton, Batman, go, I can't take it anymore. We didn't start the fire, it was always burning since the burning burning. We didn't start the fire, but we're trying to fight it. Elon Musk, Kaepernick, Texas failed electric grid, Jeff Bezos, climate change, white rhino goes extinct, Strange Pacific, garbage patch, Tom DeLonge and aliens, Mars rover, Avatar, self-driving electric car, SSSRI, Prince and the Queen die, World Trade second plane, what else do I have to say? You didn't start the fire, it was always burning since the world's been turning. We didn't start the fire, and we're going on and we're going on and on and on and on and on and on and on. We didn't start the fire, always burning since the world's been turning. What an actual banger. So nice, so it's fun to sing. I'm gonna learn those words. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Now then, murder in my mind. And murder in my mind. Boom, boom, boom. Down and around, murder, murder in my mind. Round, round, murder, murder in my mind. Murder, murder in my mind. Murder, murder in my mind. We gotta love it. Absolute banger. Ui. I'm just sitting here vibing, boys. I'm not gonna lie to you. Doom, 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 doom. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, 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 mm. Bam, 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 boom, bam, 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 boom. Bam, 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 boom, bam, bam, boom. Down, 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 down. Yes, yes, sir. Ready to go. All right, we are gonna be hopping in Trust the Just. Okay. All right, so is that gonna? I'm gonna make that a thing. So is this gonna be the new hashtag we're gonna be doing? Hashtag Trust the Just. As now we are going to be heading into game, ladies. It will end the game into Champ Select. As we are going to be seeing Bilzzaga are going to be sitting comfortably on their blue side once again, with Oryx Glacius on the red side. We're going to see the Lee Sin that's going to be immediately target banned towards Mr. Rainy, as they are likely going to be target banning all his champions, as they do target ban the Lee Sin as well as the Lux. So no Lee Sin, no Lux. The two L's have been taken away, but it looks like they might be handing the L to Bilzzaga, unfortunately, as they're going to be probably banning away their Belveth as well. Would not be surprised. Are you going to see a Belveth ban? Really curious to see if that is going to be the case. They're deciding, they're making up their minds. They know that this Belveth was a problem. As they actually ban away the Null list. The Null list was what their primary concern was. Denied the Samira plenty of playability. As we are going to see the final ban. What is going to be the target ban? Are they going to get rid of the Samira? Or are they going to get rid of the Rakan? The Samira was still a big issue, and it does not look like they want to let that through. As we are going to count down these last 5 seconds. What is it going to be? It's going to be the Xayah ban. So no Xayah for Rocker, or no Kai'Sa for Rocker. So that is 2 ADC bans on the side of Glacius, showing a lot of respect over to Mr. One Rock in the bot side. As that is going to be the Nunu. However, are we going to get the Nunu jungle? Curious to see if we're going to get the Nunu. I don't think it should sit too high in priority, as they are going to lock it in. It's going to be the Nunu going into the jungle. First pick. Very solid first pick there as well. Can agree. As that is Maokai. Glacius signature Maokai. That is going to be the Maokai going into the support role, most likely. Is not very much not Rennie's playstyle. And I do not think it's going to be going top lane. We have not seen a top lane Maokai in forever. As then we are going to be... What are we going to be seeing the next shift in priorities? Like, are we going to be seeing a possible jungle counter pick? As the counter pick is going to be handed over there. As we could possibly see the Graves. No, we're going to see the Misfortune Maokai down the bottom side. The 2 M's there. Plenty of engage, plenty of CT, and plenty of downtime for the bullet time. Especially with the Maokai ultimate there. But now, what are we going to see? Emilio is going to be locked in the support role. So that is going to be the Cleanse. The Cleanse champ is going to be picked up there. So that is going to be very easy for them. As Vayne is going to be hovered. And that's going to be the Vayne pickup. Not necessarily sure where that Vayne could go. It could be a Vayne top. But I severely doubt that Shacosis would stoop to that level. As there's going to likely be that Vayne down the bot side for Mr. Rocker. As Kane picked up. Oh gosh. That's a blue. This is a blue Kane game if I've ever seen one. So would not be surprised if we saw a blue Kane coming out from a Mr. Rennie. As that is going to be the Gwen respect ban targeted towards Shacosis very comfortably. So now they know for sure they could just target out the mid lane or target out the top lane. But Shacosis did not have too many issues up in that top side. So would not be surprised if they are just going to ban away that Aurelion Soul. But no, they're going to take away the Alawi. Alawi was a very big problem in a side lane. They always had to send a lot of people to go deal with her. So it is likely not going to be the case. But I will start predictions, ladies and gentlemen. So this is we'll do predictions for game 2. What should we do? Let's go with who will take game 2. So is it going to be Blizz or is it going to be Glace? As that is going to then be the Jax ban on the top side. So there's going to be plenty of respect given over to that top lane for Blackjack. And then Yorick is going to be banned away from Shacosis. But Urgot still left up, as well as the Aurelion Soul still left up. So I would definitely be expecting them to put Lamb on this Aurelion Soul once again. This is the best misfortune in South Africa. As there we go, we're going to see that Aurelion Soul is going to be picked up in the mid lane very comfortably. As I'm surprised that they let it through, but they did immediately counter it with the Zac. Not very sure if that's a good counter pick or not, but that Misfortune pick, as we're hearing, is best Misfortune in South Africa. I'm very much going to believe that. But I'm going to hope that she got the good positioning here and there, as that's going to be Singed. Oh gosh. What is this? This looks like my solo queue team called Boys. Shit, like Singed and Nunu. It's like the 2 champions that have been designed to like run it down. But I know you boys ain't gonna run it down. You guys have got some secret strategy here. But basically what Shacosis and the boys have decided they're doing is just saying, oh, we're gonna just run at you at Mach 10. With the Nunu, we're gonna run at you with the Singed. And then the Emilio's gonna speed them all up. But that is now going to be Kale, actually. So Kale in the top side to deal with the Singed. This is a rather interesting predicament. So both the comps have plenty of engage, but also some disengage as well. So the Emilio, really good disengage there. While the good engage from the Nunu could be, and the Singed can be quite useful. Vayne can kite it out quite nicely, going to be very useful against the Maokai. But if Misfortune and Maokai, if Maokai and Aurelion Sol are going to synergize together, they're going to get the ultis off or get the CC off. Misfortune will just get a free bullet time, and that will be the 1-2, like, shred. Like, it's gone. You're dead. Goodbye. End of story. Nothing. Especially considering how squishy most of the team is. I'm under the impression that Nunu is going to be going tank, and that the Singed is also going to be going, like, more of a hybrid AP tank build. So, if I had to choose a team comp that I liked the most, it really depends on the kind of playstyle that I was feeling. So, if I'm looking at Glacius' team comp with the Aurelion Sol and the Misfortune, Maokai, and Kayn, they've got plenty of like, the Misfortune and Maokai synergy is very obvious. I mean, this is what Glacius have been running a lot in this world lane, had plenty of success on it. The Kayn could likely go into the red Kayn here to deal with the Singe and the Nunu, but also blue Kayn very viable with the Ziggs, Vayne, and the Milio. But scaling, once again, is in favor of Glacius. They have the Aurelion Sol and the Kale. We haven't seen what a fully stacked Kale looks like just yet, but it does look like that's where Glacius want to go. They want to take this to the late game. They know they can play the early game well enough that they don't need to worry. Where it's all about how the early game is played with the Nunu here and the Singed. Trying to see if the Singed are going to try and proxy, or if the Nunu is going to try and look to try and hyper gank one of the lanes, just to make sure that the lane gets ahead. Especially a Vayne and Emilio will be an absolute nightmare to deal with if they do get a lead and do get ahead there. But so far, this is going to look like it's going to be the biggest banger of them all. But while I am here, stars may not your name, reflected the sun, no man broken. Sun, keep me guessing. You know, wonderful. You start undressing. She's over. You are my cinema. Watch you forever. Feel love will watch you forever. You are a cinema, a Hollywood treasure. Have you just the way you are, the cinema. Gonna be down, down. My DJ's gonna break it down. My DJ's gonna break it down. My DJ's gonna break it down. Drop the bass. As actually, we have been bamboozled, chat. I'm not going to tell you how we've been bamboozled, but we have. And it looks like it's a bit of an interesting one. So, it does look like we are going to be getting something rather interesting in store for us. Alright, as now we are going to head into game here. Chat, so it does appear that it's going to indeed be the Singed, possibly the Singed mid, or Trident and Shaykos have swapped lanes. Not necessarily sure, so I do think it is a lane swap that is happening over there. So that is going to be the Ziggs in the mid lane. That's going to be Singed in the top side for Trident. While we see Blackjack running the Kale, going to be playing that late game. Speed footwork for him. Got Kane with the Conqueror, so is going to be going for the red Kane. We see Misfortune is going to drop a ward there. Is going to be able to catch out Rocker and KB. As now we see press the attack from Misfortune once again. Not going to be going for that first strike. Going to be going for more of the Krakens there. Just I'm going to smack you until you die, rather than I'm going to ult you and you're going to get one shot. We got the Aftershock for Omen. Somebody over Entropy. We got the Lethal Tempo for one Rocker. We got Shacosis with the Arcane Comet. We have got Nunu with the Aftershock and Conqueror for Trident. As we see, it's going to be Ghost Teleport for the Singed up here, and then Teleport for Shacosis, Cleanse for Rocker, and the Heal from Entropy. So not only the only real strange runes there, but now Nunu is going to be starting in that bot side. It looks like Nunu is just going to be doing what Nunu does best, and that is not Nunu does best, Singed does best, and going to really try and bother this top laner. Shacosis believes he can take down Little Lamb. And Blackjack very much thinks that Trident is not going to be nearly as much of a challenge. And we are going to see Omen there. Just tanking a bit more of Vayne's damage, but can heal it up very easily with the passive. This early game is not likely going to be nearly as progressive. Gosh, why am I so tired? As I see, Nunu goes in with that level 2 gank already onto Little Lamb. A lot of damage coming out there. As this is what we suggested that what the Nunu was going to do. Was going to go for those hyper ganks. Not going to really go and try and farm the camps. Really just wants to set one of his lanes super far ahead. And try and really push the limit on what this champion can do. With that Radiant Soul already taken to just under half health now. Had to burn the pots. While Trident is going to be sitting in the middle of his wave. And Kale just going to be farming back, relaxing, not really giving too much of a damn there. And then you're going to get that nice bit of poke off. Singe could go look for the proxy, but not necessarily that would be the smartest move, particularly with the Kane sitting in that top side. But Trident does end up tanking a tower shot for his misery. While Blackjack is going to be sitting a little bit behind in the farm department here, but it's not super easy farming Kale in the early game, as it is all just about getting to that level 6 so you can be ranged and actually be a champion. As Little Lamb is taking a lot of damage from the Ziggs. Kane is looking to path top side, and we do see the root coming in from Trident onto Blackjack. And Blackjack is going to be running there, but Trident is now on his merry way, does Ghost, and Kane picks up first blood. Kane very comfortably able to pick that up. No flash for the Sin, does burn the Ghost. But not going to be too much of a hassle, as Nunu is going to be spotted on the Scuttle Crab there. As Rennie is going to try and look for a fight here, but is going to rather go for the Q away. Kale could walk down, but Shacosis is going to be there to assist, so Nunu will be able to pick up that Rift Scuttle with no problems whatsoever. As now we see still not too much action happening in the bot side. I would have expected a little bit more from the Maokai here, at least. The Maokai is still playing it quite safe, not really having too many problems there. As now KB does try and go for that level 3 gank. Not able to get it off there. The Radiant Soul is going to come down to their tower. And Vayne does pick up that minion, despite having to use the Condemned to shoot up. A Little Lamb going to walk forward. And Rosie is there. Are going to catch out KB there. KB does have flash, but he's not going to try and flash away. And he's just going to hand it over to Little Rosie. Didn't know he was not going to make it out alive. So there's 2 kills for Glacius at the moment. Who are looking extremely deadly and extremely dangerous. Vayne and Entropy. As now we see Omen takes a bit of damage from the Vayne there. That little extra bit of true damage is going to really be coming in clutch. Especially the tank here that Maokai gets. Well, Little Rosie and Entropy are just going to try and trade it out every now and then. But Blackjack not going to really fall for much of Trident's tricks. Trident's just going to sit and just farm. He's farming pretty well into the Kale. But the Kale doesn't need to really farm until once she hits level 6. And looking at the CS so far, so the gold lead is in favor of Glacius with a 1.2k gold lead. Likely on the Kane and the Misfortune, who are very, very strong at the moment. And now you see pings coming out to start the dragon from Glacius. No, not from Glacius, from Bilzzaga. This is a bit of a risky call, as they are going to be over on the vision. They know the Kayn is going to be sitting in that top side, so they are going to be going all out and going to be pinging to start that dragon. Maokai Misfortune are not going to get there in time. With the speed which the Nunu can take these dragons with the bite as well as the smite, so we'll be able to pick that up quite nicely. And Trident is going to catch Rennie out. They are going to be just going for some trades here, but Rennie is going to have to try and fly over the wall. As the ulti came out from Singe, this is not really going to cause too much. Rennie clearing out the vision there, and Singe is going to run back to lane. Free dragon over to Bilzzaga, but now it does look like Radiant Soul has roamed up. They are going to try and see if they can catch out the Singe. But Trident is a little low on mana, but it's not going to take a power. Blackjack, who is going to be in that ranged form, so can churn out a little bit more damage in these fights. But one rocket takes a bit of damage from the Maokai. Nunu is looking to go for a gank bot, but it's not going to get anything there, as Rennie is going to go in for that gank in that top side, and Kayn does use the Humble Trespass. Picks up a kill very comfortably, but Singe gets the 1-for-1 trade. His Kayn did not opt to flash. Did not think he was going to die there. So 1-for-1 trade in that top side. Singe not going to lose too much, as the wave is just going to be pushing back into him there, as Kayn does get a little bit close to that red form, as that is likely what we're going to be seeing from him there. Can't really tell how close he is unless I hover over him, so it doesn't really show us how far he is to his form just yet. Like, if I can hover over it, it doesn't really say anything. Like, it says he's like near transformation, but it doesn't really show his transformation. I'm definitely going to be sleeping well tonight, my word. Working till 4 a.m. or like not 4 a.m. working from a very early point in the evening just to get work done is not the most ideal. Like, I was up very early, I did a bit of work, and then what ended up happening was I ended up going to bed, but I didn't sleep I slept for about 3 or 4 hours and just immediately got back up and did some more work. So work is just everything, but I've only got one more exam left, and that is going to be on Monday. And I'm not excited because it's not work I'm really particularly enthusiastic about, but that will be just fun. And Rocker's gonna just be trying to walk up. Now Kayn is in the bot side here. It looks like they're gonna go for Rocker, but there's gonna be the really good condemn coming out there from Rocker there, as Vayne is tying this up, and the Ancient Grasp is going to connect, but the immediate cleanse from Rocker is gonna force a flash from Omen, as well as a flash from Entropy. Another flash from Omen, yeah, and flash from Omen and flash from one Rock, and the cleanse. Really smart cleanse coming out for one Rocker there. Really not giving any free kills over to this Kayn. As Kayn is going to go for the invade here. Might be a bit of an overstay, as Rocker is going to try and chase him down. It's going to be able to get the Q away. Vayne is going to get that little bit extra movement speed, but it's not going to be too much. Radiant Soul will drop the ulti, will drop a bit of damage there, but it's not going to be too much. We'll lose a couple tower platings over to Bilzzaga. But still, Glacius, this is very much their game right now. They have all the control. They are the big problem that Glacius are going to have to deal with is going to be that Vayne, when she gets some items. And the Singe is going to be a bit of a side lane menace. But Kayle right now, really not making it very easy. And she's doing just fine. Like especially the likes of the Kayle, Radiant Soul. Their lanes don't need to go well. They just need to be able to survive to mid-game. If they can survive mid-game, get those 1-2 items and sit in the side lane, they're going to be impossible to deal with. And from what we know about what one little lamb can do on the Aurelian Soul, it is there something to be respected. Now Blackjack going to help himself to some free tower plating, but Nunu is going to look to drop that snowball up in that top side. As Kayle does get that level 8 and is going to level up, going to just use that movement speed to get out of there. As Kayn could be pathing top side, is going to go over to the Krug. Wonderland taking some poke from the Shacosis, but nothing too much, nothing happening. And Vayne not going to be as far ahead as she would like to be. The Misfortune did pick up a kill, so that is still going to be very bad. They are going to be able to pick up the Nunu. But now Rennie is in that top side, and Trident might be in a bit of danger, but does not look like Rennie is going to go for that. It's rather going to go for the Scuttle Crab. does have the smite, gonna be able to pick that up very easily. And Nunu not gonna even see what's coming. As if we are to see how these games are gonna be determined, it is very much on if they are able to show any forms of strength in the jungle. And in this case, the strength very much lies in the hands of Rennie, who's looking very, very good right now. But now Omen and them are going to be going in for the gank here. And we see Nature's Grasp is going to come out. There is no cleanse for Vayne at this time, as Milio is going to try tank it. And will immediately drop the ulti. Vayne uses that Night Hunter. We see the teleport coming. The Brilliant Soul is there. Going to drop the ulti. Going to drop the stun. Rocket taken so low. Lil Lamb will pick up one. Shaykos is trying to fight desperately, but Kane will be there to pick them up there. As Trident desperately trying to pick up Lil Rosie, but is going to attack couple tower shots and is just going to run away. And now Rennie is going to go for the fight, go for the kill. He does not get the slow off, as Rennie is not going to break the first rule of League of Legends, and that is he is not going to chase the Singed. But really good rotations coming out from Glacius. They do hand Brilliant Soul over a kill, and the Kane also able to pick up Shaykos. Was caught a little bit out of place there, so this is going to be the Boat Dragon going over to Glacius. Well, we see a lot of pings going out. Nunu does want to try to go for the steal here, but that's going to be a very easy takedown for the Kane. The Brilliant Soul is looking quite far ahead. Does get a little bit more CS, but still a little bit behind the Ziggs, but not really too bad as the Brilliant Soul does pick up that kill. As the Ziggs does pick up that Leandries, so he's going to have that little bit of early game burn damage. And the damage coming out from Lil Rosie on this Misfortune is absurd. She does tank a tower shot for it, but does get a little bit of damage over to Rocker and onto Entropy. As 3,000 gold already in the favor of Glacius. Shaykos is going to try and shove this wave. I'm really going to try and smack up Aurelion Sol. And Aurelion Sol just wants to try and scale. Nunu is coming, but he's going to just get knocked away by Omen. Not going to really be too phased there, as Vayne is going to look to fight here. Omen is just going to keep walking away. His bullet time is going to be dropped. Nunu is going to be taking a tower shot here, but is going to try and drop the ulti to stay alive, but it's not going to be enough, as Lil Rosie is able to just pick up that kill very comfortably with the Kraken Slayer's Trident. Going to be dropping that proxy with the Ryalize. The Kane is now top. This is a red Kane. He came zooming. He just got that form now. And Kane does land that W, does do that extra bit of damage. As the Gore Drink is already full item for Rennie and Blackjack. Going to be able to hand it over that kill as well. So once again, Glacius have been playing very heavily around this jungle and this top side, and it has been benefiting them. The Kane's now got 3 kills. The KO is sitting very comfortably at level 10, almost at level 11 power spike there, to get to that second part of her form. And really, the moment that KO hits level 16, it's kind of over. The Radiant Soul's also hitting that level 10 alongside the Ziggs, but Lil Rosie and Omen are going to go and just push that tower, while Kayle helps herself to some more tower plating. As we see pings coming out bot lane once again, they do really want to look for a fight here. As that's actually going to be the Triforce that is going to be built up by the Vayne. Really going to try and start that up there. As Lil Rosie does get the sidestep there, but Omen's going to throw this Nunu for. Why do I keep saying Zac? Kayle does hit that level 11, so he's going to be doing that extra bit of chunky damage. As now Kane is going to catch out KB86 in his own jungle. Does not have Umbral Trespass, but is just going to flash forward and use the Scythe, Darkened Scythe, to pick that up there. As now Rocker and Entropy are going to be running in hot, but their Vayne is going to drop that Night Hunter, and Kane's just going to hop over the wall. As now Kayle's going to go for that 1v1 with Trident there. Now Rennie, the 4 members are bot side for Glacius here. They're really going to try and pick up a kill. They've got a lot of low health bars. But that is going to be Ziggs flashing forward there. But now Ziggs flashing right into the hands of the Maokai. Kane does drop that Umbral Trespass. Does not pick up nearly as much health as he would want. His Vayne is still going to kite that out so well. Milio is not going to be able to survive that as Kane picks up one. But the Ziggs will pick up the one last kill there as Kane does get that last one. And that's a double kill for Kane, but that's going to be a shutdown handed over to Vayne very freely. Not necessarily sure if how worth that was for the Kane, but still is able to pick the kill there. As Lil Rosie going to drop that heal. KB does drop the ulti, but now he's going to pay a hefty price for dropping that ulti early. And Blackjack helped himself to quite a lot of the tower there. Almost able to pick up that first tower for his team. But it's going to walk away. Trident's going to try and go for the chase, but Blackjack does have enough gold to reset. Does likely have that Nash's Tooth safely in hand. Misfortune's going to walk down and pick up the BF Sword. Radiant Soul's picked up that those Merc Shreds. Sunfire Aegis for the Nunu. We have got Triforce for the Vayne. And then we've got, yeah, so the Nash's Tooth has been picked up by the Chaos, looking to build into that Riftmaker. Omen's going to get caught out by Shacosis. KB going to use the Snowball into the wall. As now Misfortune's going to be walking up to Omen. Omen is running for their lives. Nature's Grasp is going to be dropped. That bullet time. Nature's Grasp combo doing so much damage. Aurelion Soul, they're trying to pick up one, but Rocket's going to get that shut down onto the Misfortune. It's going for the chase. Does have that full Triforce. Going to get that condemned, but Lil Lamb is going to be able to try and walk it out. It's not going to be enough. As that Sheen proc coming in hot. As Vayne able to pick up 3 kills. And this is going to be very, very good for them there. As Blackjack's going to pick up that tower. And it's going to be chasing down Trident. But it's doing the one thing you should never do, and that is chase after Singed. But now Entropy and Rock are going to be proxying this wave. They really want to kill Omen out here, but now Ziggs, so Ziggs is going to be there as well, going to do a bit of damage over to Omen there, but now they're going to go for the leap forward. And Shaco's going to tank a bit of the tower, but is not going to be taken down, unfortunately. But that is now going to be more kills handed over to Bilzzaga. And it does look like the Vayne is going to be their dark horse in this game too. Vayne is going to be the main contester. It's going to be the one contesting the likes of the Kayle and the Aurelion Soul. The Kayle has still been very much just undisturbed in this top lane. Really hasn't had too much of an issue. Been sitting very comfortably farming. While the Singe is going to walk. Trident is going to get walked in on the Kayn there. Going to spot them kerfuffling in the jungle there. Clearing out those Krugs as Kayn is going to just try and do some damage over the Trident. And that's going to be the second dragon going over to Bilzzaga. But Trident really trying to stop this invade here. Is Rennie not able to land the damage there, but that's going to go to get flinged. Oh my goodness. And Kayn is going to pick up that kill. Kayle will not survive. But Shacosis is not going to survive either as Kayn picks up the double kill. 8, 2, and 3 on the Kayn. The Kayle does fall to Shacosis. But still, this Kayn is picking up so much gold. And this is the last thing you want to be giving a Kayn. It's also Aurelion Soul has been sitting comfortably in that mid lane, undisturbed. Has got 120 farm, got 5 stacks on that Rod of Ages already. As now we see Omen is going to knock away one rocker as they get that tower. We see KB is going to try and go in for a possible fight here. But Baron, that is going to be the tower going over to Glacius. That is their second tower of the game. Well, that is only one tower that has been picked up for Bilzzaga here. And that is the bot side tower. So now Aurelion Soul is going to do what Aurelion Soul does best. Going to go sit in that side lane and pick up some of that farm. Going to scale up nice and easy. Okay, so it's actually 2 towers. So they took 2 towers. They got the mid and bot tower. While Bilzzaga do have the lead on that front, but are a little bit behind in terms of gold in general. 3,000 gold still in favor of Glacius here. Can we see gold? Got you. So we're going to take a look. There's Kayn. Is going to go for a fight there onto Shaco. That's a lot of damage going out from the Kayn. And plus the knock up. The ulti not going to be enough. As he is going to be on that killing spree. Going to pick up that kill. As he looking at the gold. Misfortune not too far ahead. Not too far behind the Vayne here. As the Vayne did pick up a handful of gold there. Radiant Soul behind the Ziggs in terms of gold. But scaling wise quite strong. Kayn 9.5k to 5k. About 4,000 gold ahead of this Nunu right now. And does not show any signs of stopping. Does still have the Umbral Trespass. So could look for a fight here, but knows that they are going to be on their lonesome. So we'll just walk away. As now Blackjack will meet Trident up in that top lane for their date number 2. And Singe is going to drop the ulti. Going to just keep running away. And now Blackjack does not walk into the Singe poison. But Trident's very much making sure that he catches all the minions and he's trailing that poison. Just leaving us a nice little smoke trail there. Well, he's going to sit in that. He's just going to. Oh! The Jukes! The Jukes! The Jukes coming out from Trident there. He just walks back to the comfort of his wave. As now we see pings coming out that the Vayne's going to be walking top side. They really want to catch out this Kayle. But the Kayn does have the Murmana and is almost finished stacking that team. 204 stacks already. While we see the Radiant Soul has picked up the Giant Spells along with the Blasting one. So could be going for the Rhyolize before going for the tier, which is a much cheaper and is a much more snowbally item. But Rocket is trying to pick up as much gold as possible, trying to get that Blade of the Rune King. Will allow them to just try and kite out the Aurelian Soul. But Kayn is still the biggest issue. They need to pick up anti-heal. As we do see, the Ziggs has already picked up the anti-heal. Very good pickup there from Shacosis. Does know that the Kayn is going to be their biggest problem. While KB86 still going to be very behind this jungle. Is still only just finished his upgraded smite item now, while the Kayn has had it for quite some time here. Rain Soul gonna go for that reset. Could possibly have that Rhyolize, but does indeed have the Rhyolize pickup, so that is going to be Rhyolize's second item along with that. Just a little bit extra control wood as Kayn does have that Black Cleaver as well. So that's a 3-item Kayn. And that is Infinity Edge for Misfortune, even Shroud for the Maokai. And then also we're going to see the full Rift Maker for Kayle. Now Milio, bear in mind, does have the Shurelius, can give that Vayne that extra bit of kiting potential. But now we see the priority for the Dragon has shifted. And it looks like Bilzzaga really want to get these dragons. They want to get as many of these ocean drakes as possible. As Rainey's going to walk up, catch Trident. That's a lot of damage. They're going to CC that Singe. He has nowhere to go as Little Lamb picks up the kill. Omen does drop the Nature's Grog, gets caught by the Ziggs bomb as the immediate cleanse from the Milio. As now we see the Nunu is trying to go in here. It's going to catch the Kayn, but more like Kayn's going to catch him. Nunu does drop the ulti. Blackjack is fighting that backline. Rainsoul drops the ulti, does drop the space. KB is in that backline. Kayn doing so much damage. Misfortune dropping that bullet time. And looks like him and Vayne's going to pick up 2. Ziggs is going to pick up the Maokai. But it does look like they're still on the run. Misfortune's going to flash forward. Not going to be able to pick up that kill, but now we see Kayn is going to flash forward. Is going to go in onto one man. Going to pick up another. Going to drop that Umbral Trespass. Is desperately going to try and pick up multiple kills. Could this be another 1v3 as Rennie picks up the next kill onto the Nunu? Is going to heal up a little bit more. Gets knocked away by the Milio as well as the Ziggs bomb. As Rennie will not continue his rampage. It does seem like it is very much still Glacius' game to win. With it going 3, they do lose multiple members, bear in mind, but Rennie does pick up 2 for the trade. 10 and 2 on the Kayn, almost fully stacked that tier item. Is level 14, is the highest, second highest level in the game. With likely the Kayle sitting just that little bit ahead there with a little bit of extra farm. She is now level 14. If that once the moment that Kayle hits level 16, it is a game over. It is a GG. That Kayle will be absolutely straying through any possible front lines and back lines you can think of. Especially with that extra true damage from the Rift Maker. And now T-Trian's going to catch out Omen. Omen is running for his life. As now we see the Radiant Soul and the Kayn are going to be doing this dragon quite quickly. Nature's Grasp is going to be dropped here. They are going to try and pick up one member. They are able to connect onto KB. But Trident also not going to take too much damage there. As this is going to be a Baron shift. It does look like they are going to walk over to try and push out the mid lane and then prepare to go to Baron. The Kayn is going to go and clear more of his jungle. So yes, Glacius, once again, they're going to go take this opportunity to go do Baron. They have the lane pressure in the top lane, bot lane, as well as pushing that mid lane now. As Omen's going to go out and clear out some wards. Going to set up the Baron very nicely. Radiant Soul going to go pick up that cheeky reset. Just to get that extra bit of health before the big fight. Rainy getting that red buff and going to hand it over to the little Rosie. As Omen is going to try and get some wards down, but Trident will get in their way. As now Bilzzaga are going to be hovering around the Baron here as the Baron dance is going to begin. We see there are plenty of wards being dropped and collected as Rainy is waiting in sight as Aurelian Soul is going to get caught out by Rocket as that's going to be the Sky's Descent dropped. Going to be a little bit of damage dropped onto everyone there as Luna does get the ulti there onto the Kayn, but the Kayn will use that Umbral Trespass. Is going to go for that fight. It's just going to hop out and does get that fling back. Rainy taking a lot of damage. Misfortune with the bullet time. As Kayn is not going to make it out alive this time around as Vayne is kiting this out. Omen is taking a lot of damage. There's a double kill going over to the Vayne. That is going to be Kayle coming in. Going to drop the ulti onto the Radiant Soul. The Radiant Soul picks up a kill there. Now Trident is going to have to flash away. But that is a lot of damage that the Radiant Soul is going to have. Is going to go in onto the Singe, but is going to get knocked away. And is going to get taken down by one rocker. As Bilzzaga are not going to close this game out without it. They're not going to let this go down easy. They're going to take this to the try and take this to the game 3. That Vayne has got the Triforce play in the Rune King. And is going to be a pursuit, a little bit of pursuit from Trident here. Might be overstaying his welcome, and Blackjump is going to pick up that kill. And that is level 15 Kayle. Level 15 Kayle is a very scary Kayle. As Vayne does get a lot more gold in her back pocket, picks up that Wit's End for the Kayle, as well as the Aurelion Soul. The Kayn has got that fully stacked Mermana. So that is going to be a lot of damage just building that Death's Dance, while Wit's End is going to be picked up by the Kayle here. Well, starting to be built by the Kayle. Aurelion Soul still trying to finish off the Archangel Staff. Misfortune is going to be building towards that Lord Dominic's, and the Bramble Vest has been picked up by Maokai. But then Ziggs also locked in at Zonya's, and then we see that is going to be singed with the Rod of Ages. Picked up the Rod of Ages now, very bit of a late pickup there, but is going to be able to stack it up quite nicely if they do reach the late game that they want to reach. But late game is not their friend. With Kayle, with Aurelion Soul, it's not their friend to play for this late game. As mid lane got pushed out quite nicely by Rocker. But now we're going to see what's up. A lot of... Hey, Kayle doing so much damage. The Aurelion Soul locking up one there. Misfortune dropping that bullet time. Kayle gonna drop the ulti there. But Singed will fall, but then will be traded as Misfortune dies. Kayle picks up the Nunu as well. As Kayn trying to pick up the kill, but this is full retreat. As now Rocker is going to try kite this out. A lot of damage coming out from Rocker there, but Kayn's going to drop that Umbral Trespass. It's going to do a lot of damage. It's just going to hop away. He's going to get caught out. And he's going to get condemned out of the Vayne's way. As that is going to be 2 for 1 in favor of Glacius. But once again, Vayne picking up another kill. Well, no, Ziggs picking up another kill. So Ziggs still going to be looking quite useful in these big team fights. Has plenty of AoE that synergizes with the Nunu. So Ziggs Rage slowly taking that blue buff and we'll be able to get it. Maokai is gonna go pick up that reset. While Kayle sitting in that top lane. That's happened, ladies and gentlemen. We have bared witness. And it is now level 16 Kayle. With, oh my goodness, this is gonna be a dangerous game. As then the Aurelion Soul is level 14. Probably gonna take up to level 15 after this wave here. Very comfortably, there you go. So Kayle now has that Wit's End. That is a 3-item Kayle. And this is a very, very dangerous adversary that you do not want to face. Now, Omen is going to spot out Trident with the help of the saplings. Misfortune going to just be helping clear out those wards. Singe dropping the goopster. As now Dragon is going to be prepared. Kayn is doing the Krugs. He is 3 levels above this Nunu right now. Nunu was looking for an engage there, but Rennie going to be walking out as Trident is going to try and look for Rennie here, but Rennie's going to just phase through the wall. A lot of damage coming out from the Aurelion Soul, adding some more stacks to that Stardust. As this is going to be a fight that Shacosis and the boys need to actually really look for here. They need to contest the Dragon. This is going to secure them a late game there, but now Nunu is going to try and go in, but a lot of damage is going to be coming out there. Kayn is going to drop in that backline. Vayne is going to get caught up by the Umbral Trespass. There's a lot of damage there. That's the massive knockout of Aurelion Soul ulti. The Kayle ulti plus the bullet time. And Aurelion Soul doing so much damage. Vayne trying to kite this out. Draka is going to be fighting that 1 versus 5. 4 members of Bilzzaga have been taken down. As Blackjack and Lil Rosie absolutely destroying that front line with that damage. And now they are going to be setting their sights onto the Baron very comfortably, very easily. Very long death timers. And then the only person up is the Vayne, and Vayne will not be able to do too much against that. As now Aurelion Soul has already started it up, but cannot do it alone there. She's just going to drop the icy breath there, while the Kayle and the Kayn are just going to absolutely shred it with their max health damage. And Misfortune, they are going to get that reset. And that gold lead, it is very much a 9,000 gold lead for Glacius here. But now, looking at how Glacius play, they play for their strengths. They know exactly where their strengths lie. They played the scaling game. They didn't make any too big risks in the late game. As now the Kayn is sitting at 4 items. The Nunu is sitting only at half that. Kayle also got the 3.5 items currently in the bag. Aurelion Soul has finished that Seraph's Embrace, so that is a 3-item Aurelion Soul as well. Misfortune picking up the Model Reminder. Already picked up that anti-heal to deal with the Nunu. as well as Emilio and one Rocker. Little Lamb sitting up in that top side, farming up, gets the Skies Descend. So that is big team fight that is very much going to be in their favor, in Glacius' favor. Kale is now on that level 17 grind set, currently in that side lane, and you see one Rocker is going to be going to that top side, but Blackjack very much is going to be the side lane menace. Rennie is going to be there to help assist. As now we're going to see a possible dive coming in there, but Rennie is going to just help Blackjack there. Kane is going to go for the fight there onto Shacosis. Shacosis nowhere to go. Is going to get caught by the onboard trespass. Nunu is going to be there, but is going to get knocked up once again as the Radiant Soul is going to drop that ulti mid lane as Vayne takes the Radiant Soul, but Kane will pick up the Ziggs. As Rennie is going to walk away, going to walk into that wall, is barely going to survive. The Death Dance not going to kill him just yet, as there's going to be tower taken in that mid lane as well, as Kale is going to flash forward onto the Nunu. And we'll pick up that bot tower, but that top tower is going to be picked up by the Vayne now. And now Kale is going to go ham onto Trident. A lot of damage being dropped there. But Kale is going to have her way with that inhib, as Lil Rosie is going to be there to assist. They do have the Baron up. They did have Baron up minions. Minions are still barely there, but Blackjack and Lil Rosie are just going to walk into that mid lane. Maokai has already pushed the mid wave, so they are going to take down this mid inhib tower. Going to look to push the mid inhib as well. But Rocket, Trident, and Entropy are going to be there. Kale is going to be caught in the goo. Taking a lot of damage. Boy, taking a lot of damage. And now Vayne is going to go desperately pick up Lil Rosie. The burn from the Milio is not going to be enough. As now there is going to be 2 inhibs down for Bilzzaga. And they are really on their last legs here. The Vayne is going to be their main carry. This Ziggs doing a lot of AoE in that backline just to try and give Vayne enough time to stack up the lethal tempo to really pick up the pace. But it is very rough. Kale very much just very comfortable. Kane and Aurelion Sol all in very comfortable positions. They are not fearing anything here, as this is Bilzzaga's game to lose. Game to lose. They are very much on that pathway to being knocked out of this tournament, and Glacius are looking ever much closer to that second finals spot against Era Kronos. But now Emilio is going to walk into the bush. Going to see Kane was going for a cheeky reset, but now it does look like they want to take the mid lane fight here. Omen does have the Nature's Grasp. Could look for a fight. All ultis are available. Radiant Soul did burn the Skies Descend, so does not have the big ulti anymore, but is going to just try and stack up to reach that point later on. But Dragon is coming up. This is Soul, as now we're going to see an engage coming out onto KB. KB is going to get knocked away as the Maokai ulti is going to be dropped for the time, but that Ziggs ulti doing so much damage. Radiant Soul trying to burn them down. Radiant Soul did not do enough. Ziggs absolutely shredding through that team with that ulti. Massive AoE coming out from Ziggs, and Vayne is now unstoppable. Ziggs is going to be TPing over. The Kale was not there. And now Shacosis is going to be stopped there. Blackjack desperately trying to pick up those towers. That was a 4 versus 5. And they did not lose anyone. They only 2 members died. Radiant Soul is going to be up in 30 seconds, so is Omen. They are not going to be up in time for this dragon, as this is going to be 3rd dragon likely being picked up. With Misfortune could be looking there. Kane is alive though. Nunu is going to go for it, but Kane is going to look for the smite steal here. Is going to spot them over. Is going to see that this is getting quite low. Is going to go for it. As Nunu does pick up the objective, but Kane is going to look like he's going to take a fight here. Could possibly look for that W. Does connect it there. A lot of damage going out onto one Rocker. Misfortune there to back him up. And Lil Rosie doing so much damage. One Rocker's cutting this out so well. What the heck is that fighting? But one Rocker not able to survive. Now Trident is going for the TP and fighting on Lil Rose, but Omen will be there to back him up. We see the TP coming out from the Aurelion Soul. Misfortune is going to be kiting that out as Lil Rosie takes down the Singe. The Ziggs ulti is not going to be enough there. Shacosis and Entropy are going to be the last defenders of Bilzzaga's base. And Glacius are going to be pushing in max level Kale. That is realized already for her, as Kane's going to flash forward, going to land the Q, but not going to land that knockup. As the waves are shoving in, Supermania's coming in hot. Lil Rose takes down that first tower. Kane does drop the ambush trespass, gets thrown into the fountain, but that is going to be GG well played, as Oryx Glacius are going to go into the NamLol finals. Ladies and gentlemen, we have our finalists. We have Oryx, Glacius, who have made this triumphant battle up into the finals. And we have Eric Kronos, who are going to be meeting them there. Got a fresh new roster that are going to be looking to perform coming up into this tournament. But I gotta say, GG, well played to both teams. Gonna hand over any of the points that anyone betted there. So predictions gonna be coming out. Bapow and Wapow. As Glacius, they do get the points. They're all very happily there. So, GG, well played to both teams. But thank you to everyone who came to watch the stream. I hope you all enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed your stay. I'm going to go and make myself some dinner. I will see you all in the next one, ladies and gentlemen. Probably going to be this weekend. We are going to see the NamLol finals. It is going to be a best of 5. It's going to be a banger series. You don't want to miss it. Keep alive and look at my socials for the next match. And I will see you all in the next one.